Alright, welcome everybody to round 2 of season 6 in Esports Masters League. Today we are heading to the raging corners of Monza to see 20 drivers battle out in hopefully good racing conditions. If we take a look at the standings from last week, we can see that Grand Track 10, GT10, still have a very good lead with a double podium last time out, 45 points for them. P2 at the moment is LDL Esports. They got the win last time and a podium position. That's them on 38 points. We also have in P3 Team GeForce, who are now lined up in the Williams today. They have 30 points and finished best of the rest in the standings as of now. Then, a little bit of a curveball then, as we have rain falling down already in qualifying. Seems like it is Inter's conditions at the moment, but still running down the standings. In P4 we have Exostia, I think that's how you pronounce it, sorry if I pronounce it wrong. They're in the AlphaTauri today. Noxy and where's the other? There. Cartenzo, I don't know. Then in P5 we have Rising Lions Esports. They're today in the Alfa Romeos. RVL in P6. They are in the McLarens. P7 we have QSL. They are in the they're in the Aston Martin. And then Team ESRL in P8. Deluxe Esports in P9 and LRN Esports in P10. Everybody has points up until now, so let's just get it as we start qualifying in in wet conditions. Hold up, my audio settings are all right. Let's go then. So we see the first cars heading out on track for their respective outlaps. And it's going to be very interesting to see who has the pace right now to be on top in these tricky conditions, as I'm sure most drivers have practiced only dry conditions. Maybe some have done some wet conditions, but I would suppose that it's mostly dry conditions, as we don't really expect rain at Monza all the time. But now, let's wait until they start their laps. I'll just get the chat up. Right, so let's do it then. Polpara messes up his exit as he now starts to stop. Let's right along board the Williams car as he heads down the straight into the first chicane, very tricky chicane without ABS and in the rain. So let's see how he manages to cope with it as he now brakes very early compared to the usual dry line. Heading out of it, seems like he survived that pretty well. Still a lot of time left in this lap, as let's ride along more like this with him. Heading now into the second chicane. This can be pretty easily cut as well if you take the inside curb a lot there, but Polpara kind of messes it up right now on his first try, but still the drivers are trying to find their way on this very slippery track, and a dry line hasn't really formed as of now. Now heading to the corner just before he goes on to the back straight, which usually would have had DRS, but now in these wet conditions they won't have it, as he's going down the straight. Two cars are lined up on the left side. Luckily no traffic, major traffic for him in the actual corners, as he now heads through a scary chicane, goes up on the curb a lot there, loses a little bit of time it seems, but he's also taking it cautious these first few laps. You don't want to be the one to crash out with 14 minutes remaining in the session, as Jeroen goes P1 at the moment, 129.327 for the Scuderia Ferrari and the LRN car. Polparo, though, takes that away from him as he does a 128.949, which is, roughly 3 tenths quicker than Jerwin's time. Let's see. Let's go with Noah in the Alfa Romeo RLS as Nico goes on provisional pole 128.140 for the LDL man. His team is currently in P2 as Noah goes into the final corner. Nordic Ninja puts in a lap that's put in P3 at the moment, but then Benebene goes P2. Noah goes P5 at the moment, 129.317, just a few hundreds behind his teammate. As let's see, that's Kart Enzo heads down into Ascari, takes the curb a little bit. Takes both curbs. Oh, it's opposed. Those curbs are very slippery at the moment. As LDL, Noseki goes P2 as well. 128.431 for the Red Bull driver. Current 1-2 LDL. But let's see how this session develops. As Kart Enzo will not put in a very competitive lap time. Let's see. As most cars are starting to finish up their laps, let's see what Thomas can do in the Scuderia Ferrari, heading down the final straight before Parabolica, one of the very acclaimed corners on this legendary track. The last corner, he goes into it, drifts a little bit wide, but still maintains a decent line, and now he heads down the straight, and it will be a very good lap, P2 for Thomas in the Ferrari. Great stuff by him in these early stages of qualifying, as Nordic Ninja improves his lap as well, going up into P3. But great lap from Thomas to interrupt that LDL 1-2, and great stuff from Nordic Ninja as well. As Chowski goes P7 in the Aston Martin. His first lap is done as, that's Nico. DLX Nico having spun around, and his front wing is off. Ouch, that's not a great look for him. But either way, let's go along with Kiki Samir in the RVL McLaren, going down into Parabolica. He's going to finish his lap soon as well. What can it be? Can it be possible to interrupt with the LDL cars in P1 and P4? No, it won't. It is a lap time that puts him in P16, 130.507. As now it's only Jordan Lancer and Deluxe Nico. Nico looking to head back into the pits as quickly as possible. But except for that, pretty much all cars are out on track. Some may be looking to head into the pits, some may be looking to do another run, as you can do multiple runs in these wet conditions, as the battery doesn't degrade as much, and the tires don't as well. So you can do multiple runs and just stay up with the car and get a better feel for the track. As we can see, a dry line somewhat starting to form now, 10 minutes into the session, as Nico improves his lap time in P1 to a 127.875. As his teammate Noseki will be looking to try and disrupt that and possibly put himself in P1 or P2 as he heads down the back straight before finishing the lap, just Parabolica remaining for him. But if we look at the track right there, you can see some sort of water, or some water has started to slide off, and a dry line has started to form, but it's not enough at the moment to really gain on it. But there we go, Noseki goes P1, 127.826. The two LDL teammates are really battling it out right now in qualifying, and I'm sure the team bosses at LDL will love this, as both their cars are P1 and respectively P2. Benebene though is not improving, it seemed like. Boyer Lulu in the GT10, the current leaders after round 1. Heading down and now out onto the final straight. His lap time will also be a decent one, goes up into P3, 127.909. The first car outside of the LDLs to go into the 127s. But unfortunately for him, he is a few hundreds behind Nico and Noseki. Thomas though has invalidated. Let's see Chowski. Oh, as Jordan Lancer retires, I think that's in the pits. But Chowski still on his lap in the QSL. Didn't really have the greatest starts in week 1 for QSL, but they were looking to improve that start now in week 2 and round 2 as we're in the legendary Monza. Chowski heading into Parabolica goes right on the throttle, but I think he'll box this lap as that lap time will not be good enough. Kart Enzo has invalidated. Let's see what Tigrix can do in the Deluxe, in the Haas. He goes over the line, and it is a very good lap time. It is 1:27.889, 1.2 seconds quicker than his previous fastest lap. That's an amazing lap by the Deluxe driver, as he has gone up all the way up into P3, roughly 200ths quicker than GT10 boy Lulu, the 4th car to go into the 27s this evening. As it seems like Blitz as well is improving on his lap time, heading down the back straight into Parabolica. What could he possibly pull off out of this lap? Heading down, braking right there at the, I think that was an 100 board. Couldn't really notice. Either way, he's going down full throttle now from Parabolica to the finish line. It will be an improvement at least from the last lap. It is a 1:29.728, which puts him currently in P15. Now let's ride a longboard with the only man on track who still hasn't put in a lap time. It is Deluxe Nico heading down the first straight into the chicane. Braking very early there. I think that was roughly around the 125 meter mark. Going up into the chicane. Taking it actually pretty decently. Heading down this short banked corner. As he now goes into the second chicane. This one, as mentioned earlier, you can really cut it on the inside to gain some time, but it's also risky if you go up into the grass or if you go and mistime it a little bit, because that will also ruin your lap time, as Nico has a little bit of a moment there. It takes too much on the inside curb, sorry, as, yep, this will be a... oh, sorry. Yeah, he goes over the track limits there, doesn't get penalized either way. He's going down the straight now. Let's see what his lap time becomes later on. Let's see though, with Nordic Ninja, P7 currently in the Alfa Romeo. Seems like he's on an improvement. But the weather isn't, as it's still pouring down here. Seems like he put in a fastest Sector 2 lap time of them all, as it is a purple Sector 2. What could he possibly pull out of his qualifying time? And could we see him on a provisional pole position at the moment? Let's see, as he heads into Parabolica, brakes right around there at the 100 meter mark. Need to take it much more cautiously now in these wet conditions, but oh, wait, what? It seemed like he had a bit of a drifter for Nordic Ninja, and that also shows on his lap time, as he will not improve, and that is unfortunate for him, as he won't be able to fight for the Noseki and Nico positions, one first and respectively second, with that lap time. But Jerwin now heading down the final straight in the Ferrari, braking right there at the 100 meter board. Roughly 25 meters earlier than normal than you would in the dry conditions. As Jerwin crosses line, this will be a very good lap time, and will be P5, a 5/10 improvement, almost 6 for Jerwin as he goes up into P5 with a 1:27.929. The 5th car to go into the 27s tonight. As Noah seems like he's also improving, but a lot of traffic right there for him, as that makes it very hard in these in these wet conditions, as you have a lot of spray behind, so vision obviously gets tougher. Oof, but that is pretty much perfect. You can see right there how he took those curves without invalidating and losing too much time, as that is Quartz now going up into P1 with a 1:27.657. Seems like track condition, or it's just drivers improving even further, as he goes 2 times quicker than Oseki, heading into the 1:27.657s. Let's see who could possibly disrupt him, or if it will be Quartz on pole, as that is Noah going way too wide in the Escari chicane, losing a lot of time as he has to lift off. Oh, and that is Kart Enzo, as we just ride along board with him. He's almost lost the car. Not that optimal. Let's see though, with Kiki Samir currently P17, has been a rough qualifying for RVL, and it seems like it's gonna. Oh, wait, Noxie has crashed in his car, I think. Let's ride along board with Thomas. Oh, yeah, you can see a tire there and some debris in the Ascara chicane. Noxie will not be able to improve his lap time of 1:35.227, which is a huge blow to the EXT team, as they would have surely wanted to improve on that banker lap. But not much they can do now except for just to focus on the race and what will come in the race. As we see, let's ride along board with the P3 man, LDL Noseki, in the Red Bull. Seems like he's not on a fully competitive lap though, or it may just be me who's blind. Let's just see what he does when he crosses this line. Oh, as that's Boy Lulu joining his teammate GT10 Quartz there at the front row with a 1:27.677 on the dot, 200s behind his teammate Quartz. So now GT10 are the ones loving place, as that is Cohen in the TGF making his debut tonight, who has crashed out, and we're gonna need a restart after that because someone got an incorrect 5-place grid penalty. Either way, Noseki has invalidated. Let's see what Nico can pull off. The one who held the provisional pole position until the two GT10s came in and disrupted the party. Let's see what he could possibly pull off to get and disrupt their party right now. If he can put himself in P1 and P2, that would be a great for LDL to try and overtake GT10 and get the lead this but that will not happen, as Nico goes full on drift mode into the second chicane, almost loses the car there and invalidates his lap. Unfortunate for him. Cartenzo though, let's see, he almost spun out earlier, almost had the same fate as Cohen and Noxie, but let's see what he can pull off in the AlphaTauri, one of their two home races. AlphaTauri, as they have their production factory in Faenza, although Imola is closer. But either way, let's ride along board with Cartenzo as he goes into the second chicane. 2:10s currently quicker than his personal best lap time this session, but there he goes very rogue on the curbs, and yeah, he will be pulling off his lap, or lifting off. Yeah, we're seeing a lot of cars drift through the first turn in the second chicane. Maybe that will be an issue to watch out for the rest of this qualifying session. As Noseki goes on provisional pole, 1:27.315. Great stuff by Noseki, the wet weather master. Could you you could argue, as he goes 3/10 quicker than Quartz, and Boy Lulu has crashed right there. You can see his car right in the middle of the track. Boy Lulu will not be able to improve on his lap time, and that's a huge blow to GT10 possibly, as Nico and Noseki right there give a cheeky little slipstream, as Nico will try and join his teammate Noseki there at the front row. But Thomas is currently on the front row with Noseki as he improves his lap time to 1:27.593, and now the checkered flag falls in Monza with lots of times yet to be decided. That is Jerwin, I think, moving up. No, sorry, Paul Paro going up into P8, 1:27.954. Decent lap by the Williams, and TGF, but they would have hoped to get a better lap in, as that short Marcus now improving into P10. Kiki Samir going up into P11, improving 1.3 seconds on his lap time. Let's see what where is he though? Yeah, there he is. Nico, well, seems like he's only improving roughly a 10th on his lap time. That will be enough to put him P3 possibly. Yeah, oh no, he goes P2. Nico goes P2, 1:27.406. Noseki goes and takes the checkered flag. Now the pressure is in Thomas's hands, as he's going to complete his lap soon. But firstly, lots of other cars will be completing theirs. That includes Shawski as he's heading into Parabolica. What could he possibly pull off? Chowski crossing the line. This will actually be a pretty decent lap time. So I thought it will be P14 for the QSL, but Benebene goes P9, and more importantly, Thomas goes P1. And the dying stage of qualifying, Thomas has managed to put it on pole, as Tigrex will not be able to disturb him. Tigrex goes up into P4 though. Great stuff by him. But Thomas, what a late qualifying surge from him, as he's gone up into P1, disrupting the LDL party, as Noseki and Nico will have to start from P2 respectively P3. Thomas disrupts the French party, and he goes up into P1 at Monza, Ferrari's home track. Let's see if the Tifosi will be able to celebrate even further, and if Alaren will be able to improve on their not so great start in round 1, as they're currently lost in the standings, P10. But here is the qualifying grid after the restart, as we have Alaren Thomas P1 with a lap time of 127.125. In P2 we have LDL Noseki, P3 we have LDL Nico, P4 Tigrix, P5 Quartz, P6 Boy Lulu. Both the GT10s will be starting in close proximity. Aurelus Nordic Ninja in P7 in the Alfa Romeo. Jerwin P8, looking to join his teammate towards the front at the start of the race. Benebene P9, Paul Power P10, Short Marcus P11, Kiki Samir P12, Noah P13, P14 Chowski, P15 Kart Enzo, Cohen, Blitz, Noxy, and a deluxe driver were the unfortunate ones to start towards the back of the grid. But we will have a restart, I'm pretty sure. So don't mind the chaos that I'm sure is going to ensue now on... Yep, we will have a new lobby for the race. So don't mind the chaos that's going to ensue now. But yeah, definitely interesting qualifying, and what a late surge there from Thomas to get up into P1. Great stuff by him, and I'm sure the Alaren team will be buzzing to get that result after a disastrous week 1, where they only got 4 points, if I remember correctly. So I'm sure Alaren will be happy. So yeah, let's just see how this develops, as don't mind the race start now. Let's see who's gonna survive into turn 1. Oh yeah, there we see some early stages of chaos, as the lobby will be restarted after after everybody gets going. TGF right now in the lead, probably the only lead they'll have tonight. So yeah, let's just wait until we get the new lobby done. My bad, I was tripping a little bit. We should have stayed in the lobby, but I'm sure Nico will invite us back. Right, let's just get Alright, let's just wait until we get the invite back and for them to sort out the grid. Then we can start the race where we'll see the 20 drivers battle it out. As this will definitely be intriguing. I've heard reports that there's going to be a full dry qualifying session. As a little fact there from James, EML has only driven around this track once in F2, and that was in Season 3, where SXT Daniel 28 won from Nathan Clark MC in second, and Colin R. Mason in third. Colin, who's now in ERT, if I remember correctly. The Welshman, if I'm not totally mistaken, who finished in P3. So yeah, this is the second time in EML history we're heading there. So there we go. Right, now we'll just sort out the grid and then we can hopefully get started for 27 laps of hopefully clean racing around these raging corners of Monza, these legendary corners of Monza. Alright, so now we should hopefully get started as the grid is sorted and we're gonna get ready for 27 laps in dry conditions at Monza. Let's see who will prevail and who will get out on top for tonight's race. And remember to tune in to EML F1 where we'll see the 20 best drivers, or at least the top 10 teams, battle it out also on Monza. And commentating that will be James Head and Ivor, Michael Edwards. So yeah, make sure to tune into that. They'll have a little bit more of a professional stream as they'll have OBS. So more visually pleasing. So yeah, make sure to tune into that right after this race is done. Alright, so as we wait for the drivers to get their strategies all correct, we will see a beautiful view of the pit lane now. But make sure to subscribe to tune in every Wednesday and Sunday, as you will see the top tier of racing pretty much every week until the end of this game cycle. As in the last few days we saw the announcement trailer for F124. Are you going to buy it? Are you going to wait with buying it, or are you not going to buy it at all? I would like to know what your plans are in the live stream chat. I, for one, will probably wait with buying it, hopefully winning one of these given that. But I'll probably wait with buying it, just personally. But either way, let's focus on the race up ahead now, as Monza is on the calendar. 27 laps of pure racing at one of the best tracks in F1 history, I would argue, with legendary moments all around, and the incredibly passionate Tifosi fans who always show up in whether it's rain, dry, or yeah, they always show up. Probably most passionate fans on the grid, and now they will hope to see Alain Thomas and Alain Gerwin stand on the top two steps. But we know that anything can happen in this world, or in this race, specifically at Monza, as it's pretty much always chaos. As QRT Esports put in, oh yes, Darth FIFA knows what's up, Thomas knows what's up. QRT, man, sometimes we miss it. Mace says James is buying me F124. Yeah, James, could you buy it for me too, please? I would really want it. Yeah, exactly. James has a very decent point there with what he says. F124 seems very disappointing overall in the face of it for the usual sim racer, who cares more about competitive league racing than a read on career mode and new handling physics side. Is totally correct. We really need to see a revamp for us competitive, or for the competitive side. Like just this year, we saw a disastrously handled F1 Esports situation. So yeah, we really need to see some improvements on the league racing side. But I can totally understand that they redo the career mode for those who like to play it more casually. But if I don't remember incorrectly, they changed career mode this year as well. So let's see if we can possibly see some improvements to yeah, exactly, like James says there, he will be commenting a lot more on the F124 situation and his thoughts about it, so make sure to tune into that stream to see some hot points brought up by James about his opinions on the F124 game. Will definitely be worth tuning in. I, for one, will be tuning in. Yeah, Darth, we know, mate. It takes a while, but now we're gonna get started, as we have 5 red lights which are now out, and we have all cars on racing again. Thomas heading into turn 1 has Noseki right beside him. Noseki almost has has the nose right in there, and Noseki has taken the lead into turn 1. Tigrex is going to try and go around the outside of Nico, but Nico manages to fend off. We have yellow flags in turn 1, as that is Kiki Simmer dropping down the order. Cohen as well, I think, or maybe he climbed up. No, Blitz is falling down the order as well. I'm sorry. Thomas on the nose of Noseki, but Thomas fails a little bit, and that's Nico going around him on the inside. Thomas pushes course off right there, and Nico and Noseki are both 1-2. LDL are cheering right now for the both of them, but Nico doesn't have the DRS on his teammate Noseki. I'm sure they try and fix that, but Tigrex is also now chasing the back of court. Boy Lulu has lost a little bit of time and is without DRS on Tigris, but now he's gained back up to it. Let's see here, Noxy. Oh wow, four-way fight with Polpara. No, sorry, that's Short Marcus without a front wing. Chowski, Noah, almost pretty much all the cross behind will try and get past Marcus as he'll be a sitting duck right now. Soon heading into the pits. Chowski luckily gets past Short Marcus, heads into the pits for ESRL. Not a great start for the ESRL team, as that's Nico and Thomas battling it out. Oh, sorry, I have... there we go. Thomas. Oh, wait, what? Okay, Tigrex has just missed turn 1 completely, and he's taking a 5-second penalty for corner cutting, and needs to give back both positions. Naseki in a comfortable lead, 1.5 seconds separating him and Thomas. And P3 we have Nico looking to chase down and to possibly catch up to his teammate and to overtake Thomas. Tigrex not with a great start there, so he'll have to serve his 5 seconds in the pit lane. Marcus and Nordic Ninja have both had lap 1 incidents and will need to box, as Polpara is now right up on the nose of Thomas's teammate Jerwin. Jerwin looking to... he's gained 1 position so far, and he'll be looking to catch up even further to the 2 GT10 cars ahead. But Polpara is definitely hungry for those positions. At his home race, the Italian making his 2nd race for TGF in the ML. Will be looking on the hard to get past Jerwin, who's also on the hard compound. Jordan Lancer, having had a pretty bad qualifying, I would suppose he retired in the pits. He's now P14, having gained 6 or 5 seconds, as Thomas goes with the fastest lap, 122.161. As DRS will now be enabled now, we'll see some great overtaking opportunities as Noah. Oh, lots of stuff happening here at the back. Kart Enzo is looking to fend off both Cohen and making his debut for TGF and Jordan Lancer, but Enzo manages to hold back, although his teammate Noxy can't do the same, and that is RLS Noah making his way up into P10. Although Noah is on the medium compound, Noxy is on the hard compound, so 2 different strategies. I would suppose that the people on hards are gonna go onto mediums, and mediums go onto hards later on. But Blitz and Nordic Ninja have... oh, as that is Nico, sorry, spinning in... what's that? That's a 2nd chicane. Nico not having had a great race weekend so far. He'll hope to try and catch back up, as Nico is right up on the nose of Thomas right there, but unfortunately for him can't get past with the DRS. Oh yeah, Lancer had a qualifying ban, my bad. Nico still hasn't got past Thomas yet, but on this straight I'm sure he will, as he will have the DRS advantage, and as he's within 2 tenths. Oh wait, Cardenso has crashed, and that will ruin Nico's chances of getting past Thomas right now, as yellow flags are out on the track. Kart Enzo crashed in Ascari, it seems, just losing it, and that will be the first DNF of the day. Oof, intensive first 4 laps until this VSC came out, but let's see tire strategies. So, Noseki, Thomas, Nico, Tigrex, Quartz, Boylulu, Jerwin, Polpara are all on hards. Then we have 2 guys on mediums, Chowski, Noah. Then we have Noxy on hards, Jordan Lancer on mediums, Cohen on mediums, Blitz on softs, Kiki Samir on hards, and then Bene, Nico, Marcus, and are all on mediums, and then Nordic Ninja on softs. Now we have green flags again, DRS is enabled, and Nico oh wait, that's Nordic Ninja getting a 5-second penalty for speeding in the pit lane. Not optimal, as he's already had a pretty bad start to this race weekend, as Nico tries to chase down Thomas. Not possible, but Quartz can actually overtake Tigers now after the VSC, and he's up into P4. A decent start to the race so far for Quartz, but now he'll be in the lead of this little train, which means he'll have a hard time trying to fend off the cars behind. But seems like Tigers is struggling a little bit. I don't know if his setup has 2 high wings or something, but either way he's struggling, as he's already lost. Yep. And there we have another one who bites the dust in Ascari, and now the stewards will call out the full safety car, as that is Nico. Deluxe Nico not having had a great weekend at all for him. He bites the dust in Ascari and will have a full safety car out. Now there is only 18 drivers remaining with 22 laps remaining. and I'm not expecting the medium runners to go onto box right now, as it's way too early to try and stretch these hards for this long, I would suppose. So yeah, interesting 5 laps so far. Let's see some position changes, who's gained the most, who hasn't gained. As it is, Jordan Lancer, great stuff by the ESRL man. Having started last with the qualifying ban, he has made 8 places all the way up to P12. Great stuff by him. Then we also have Noxy, who's also gained a lot from P18, crashing in qualifying, I think it was. He's now gained his way up all the way to P11. And Chowski as well, starting P14, has made his way all the way up to P9. Great stuff by the QSL man. Now with who's lost the most, that is Nordic Ninja, who's now in the pits again, and he will be lapped, I think. Yep, he'll be lapped this time, unfortunately, as Benabene has also lost quite a few positions. Starting P9, he's now... Oh, wait. Okay. So the Hearts will now box. Almost... Yeah, everyone is boxing, my bad. I must have been tripping. Everyone is boxing now, it seems. And they're going onto their... of the tire. So the medium runners will go into Hearts. And Hearts will go into mediums. Cohen, though, will stay out. As you can see, Nordic Ninja right there. Actually managing to stay... unlapped thanks to pretty much everyone boxing. Although Cohen would be at somewhat of a disadvantage right now, as yeah, he will have to box this lap instead, and that will send him back all the way to pretty much the back of the grid. So yeah, let's see if any... Yeah, I think that's Polpara, having gained quite a few positions in the pit lane, actually. He was P8, if I remember correctly, before the safety car came out, now all the way up into P6. Nico, though, lost a few positions as he had to double stack with his teammate Noseki. He's now into P5. Quartz gained the position on Nico in the pits, so that means he's provisionally P3. And Thomas has made his way back to P2 with... or net P2 after Cohen boxes. So yeah, Chowski and Noah will now both be on Hearts. Same with Lancer, Benabene, Marcus, and Nordic Ninja. This might be Nordic Ninja's ticket back to the race. As we all know, Monza is a great place to overtake. So hopefully for him, he can overtake some, maybe get into some great point positions and try to salvage something out of this not so great start. I'm sure that's what Rising Lions hope to get done. As now we wait until the green flags come out on track again. Still a few cars yet to catch up. Alright, so I will wait for the green flag to come out. Who do you think is going to win this weekend in Bahrain? A different format from usual, as I think free practice will start tomorrow and we'll have the race on Saturday. For what reason, I do not know, but I'm hoping to see now some actual times and some and see how this grid is going to form up. The actual IRL grid. So who do you think is going to take home the W in Bahrain? And obviously we saw Verstappen break the so-called Bahrain curse last year. When I'm pretty sure Verstappen won in Bahrain last year. He won pretty much every race except for Singapore. So yeah, I think well, I shouldn't be too biased, but I think Verstappen will win it. Unfortunately, though, as I think we'll see another year of Verstappen dominating. But what do you guys think? I would love to see a Ferrari standing on the top step of the podium again. But it's all up to grabs. Yeah, exactly. Like Maxine says, LaRue. I hope Leclerc, but I think it will be Max. Yeah, I couldn't agree more. Although I would like to see Sainz standing on the top step, but that's just me personally. I'm sure Mace would like Hamilton to stand there. That's just my guess. Yeah, I know, Mace, I know. Alright, as Cohen still hasn't boxed, this is an optimistic strategy from TGF. Let's see if they'll pull it off, but Cohen will need to stretch this medium for a long time and hope that a gap starts to form between a few cars, because if he was to box right after the safety car comes out, he would be lost. That's pretty easy. But I was talking about safety car, it's going to be in this lap. Cohen will lead the pack, he'll dictate the pace, as we'll see soon. The 18 cars that are remaining in green light conditions, everybody is caught up. This will be hopefully the peak of racing, as we see Cohen on this back straight can't accelerate more than what the game allows him to, and we'll see when he decides to pull off and when we will get these green flags to fall on the track. Alright, now, no? Yep, now Cohen has pulled away and the green flags are out on track. Cohen in the lead. Seems like he got Noseki lacking a little bit, as Noseki is right around 4 times behind. Thomas didn't get caught lacking, and he will try move around the outside to be in provisional P1 after Cohen boxes. Paul Para and Nico are going at it, but it seems like Nico stands supreme as he keeps his P5 position. Thomas gets the move done though on Noseki, and he is now in provisional P1 after Cohen boxes. This is great stuff shown by the Alderman drivers. He's had a great showing so far in this race. Noxie gets past Noah on the fresher set. Sorry. But I'm sure Noseki will try to get past Thomas again. But now Thomas is catching up to Cohen. Thomas right there draining quite some battery, trying to catch back up to Cohen. But I'm sure it will be worth it in the end, as we see Noah and Boyd Lulu now going at it as well. No, sorry, Noxie actually getting past Boyd Lulu, but on a more important note, we see Thomas going for a move on the inside of Cohen, and Thomas is now fully into the race lead. The Ferrari has managed to go into the race lead as Cohen drifts even further wide. Now there will be 3 wide down the main straight. Thomas goes over the line, does the quickest, fastest lap so far in the session. Quartz has somehow managed to get both Cohen and Noseki, and Quartz is currently up into P2, but he has Noseki right up the inside, and Noseki has managed to sneak past Quartz in the Mercedes. Noseki back up into P2, but this fighting has made him lose a whole second to Thomas ahead, and someone has spun around. That is Jordan Lancer was spun around in turn 1, and Cohen leaves or lets Paul Para by. TGF should have boxed Cohen during the safety car, but either way we see Nico trying to chase down Quartz and looking to join his right behind his teammate, but Noseki still 7 tenths behind. Thomas in the lead. Thomas having shown amazing racing so far, currently up into P1. Great stuff by the Alderman driver after a disastrous start in week 1, as Jerwin is now possibly getting past Cohen, and he does so by doing it, seems like off the track a little bit, I don't know. But either way, Jerwin is passed up into P6, and he will now be looking to try and catch up to his teammates, so Jerwin can maximize the points haul for Alderman this week. But Cohen looks to try and crash that party, although he can't, and now he gets overtaken. Sorry, on the inside. Oh, and that is a big crash, as it seems like Cohen. Oh no. Ah, that is just horrendous to see, as Cohen seemed like he was trying to go to the box, but he forgot, or it seems like he just lost track of Noxie there, and Noxie essentially, yeah, they just collided. Unfortunate scenes for Noxie, as he had a really great race going, having made a big comeback drive, but now he's back to 0. So unfortunate for the Exostiago driver, as Cohen should have probably paid more attention, but now Cohen has also lost. Yeah. No? Didn't he lose his front wing? No, seems like Noxie lost the front wing. That's just, so sad to see. But either way, that's just life. We need to see how it goes for the top pack, as Noseki tries, but currently can't catch up to Thomas. But with the aid of the RS next lap, I'm sure those odds will be improved, as Nico will try and get past Quartz before the DRS has been activated. But oh, a little bit of a tap there between Nico and Quartz, and that means that Polpara has now caught up a lot, and DRS will now be activated, right? No? Either way, Nico has successfully gotten past, yeah, DRS is activated. Nico has successfully gotten past Quartz, and now Polpara is also looking to get past Quartz. Quartz, who didn't have DRS, I think, on that lap. Polpara looking to get up into P4 at his home track. Can he do so? They're going side by side here into the second chicane. Can Polpara get a move done before that? Because going side by side into the second chicane isn't really a thing that you want to do, but they do it either way, and they bump tires a lot, and Polpara is forced almost completely off the track. This is perfect for Jerwin, and Alaren must be buzzing. Jerwin has just gone from like P7 during the save score all the way up into P4. This is a great showing by Alaren, as I'm sure they'll be stoked to have both cars in amazing positions for a possible points haul, after being currently lost in the championship, as Noah and Chowski battles it out, both on hards, in P8 and respectively P9. Now, this will be a continuous fight throughout the whole race, and I'm all here for it. We're all here for it, as Polpara, Boyer Lulu, Quartz and Jerwin will all be looking to fight for positions, as Nico has successfully managed to break loose of that train. But the same can't be said for these four, as Jerwin is so slow on the straight compared to the others, and Polpara has showed amazing racing, or has done amazing move right there, going around the outside of Jerwin and successfully managing to go up all the way into P4, as I think that was Quartz, just being the unfortunate one in that 3 wide situation, and had to back up behind Jerwin, as we have some yellow flags, as that is Showski, who has spun in at the end of chicane number 1. Oof. Great race so far, even though we had a safety car, as now pretty much 50% of this race has gone. Still 14 laps and multiple amazing points positions to be decided, as Boy Lulu now has a DRS on Polpara. Now Polpara will be the sitting duck on the straight, who just have to pray that he can keep some sort of positions, as he will most likely not have the DRS on the straight. You have 2 seconds behind. He will not have the DRS, but that is one thing that Lulu, Jerwin and Quartz both will have. They will have that DRS, and they will activate it whenever they can. Now they activated Lulu going down the straight. He will go on the inside of Polpara. Jerwin will go on the inside as well, but Quartz can't get the move done actually, but Jerwin can, and Jerwin is up into P5. Chowski is getting a 5-second penalty for speeding in the pit lane. Polpara there with the moment on the exit, and now Quartz is passed. So now Polpara is at the back of the train. It's like they're taking turns of being at the front and respectively at the back of the train. As Nico now has successfully caught up to his teammate Noseki, and Noseki is right around 5 times behind Thomas, but Thomas has still done an amazing job so far with keeping the lead. Great race by Thomas. Much praise needs to go to him if Oloren gets a big point haul after this race is done, but still 13 laps remaining. Anything can happen. We've seen drama occur at Monza. So yeah, let's see how this unfolds as Nico, possibly some team orders being played right there in LDL. As we now head out onto the straight again, and you know that this train will be changing a few positions, at least one, as Jerwin will have the DRS on Boy Lulu, and he will get past quickly, I would suppose. As the Ferrari, yep, goes right up on the inside, and Jerwin is up into P4. Lulu actually manages to stay in P5 though. That's a great showing, the best showing in that train so far, as he manages to stay in P5 even though he had 2 cars behind who both had DRS, but the gap was too big for the 2 cars to make a move. As Noseki seems like he's struggling a little bit to catch up to Thomas in P1. Maybe LDL will swap those positions between Nico and Noseki just to see if Nico can catch up. But that is not a call for us to make. That is a call for LDL to make, as Boy Lulu is right up on the back of Jerwin, activating DRS down this back straight. Jerwin, but yeah, sorry. Lulu will not be able to get past, as that is Cohen spinning in chicane number 1, and it is a disastrous debut. I hate to say it for the TGF driver of Cohen, as he is pretty much dead last. Not what you want to see at your debut, but it is what it is. Quartz, on the other hand, no, sorry, Lulu, activating the DRS, getting past Jerwin. Same with Quartz and possibly Polpara. Let's see what the TGF driver can do, as he cannot get it done. But you can see there, for a split second, you can see Jerwin blinking right there on his rear. As, oh, wait, unconfirmed reports that Nico actually has a broken front wing, and Noseki is gaining time. Does he? I don't see any visual damage, if I'm honest, on Nico's car. But hey, we can only see so much from here. But Noseki seems like he's gaining on Noseki on the straights, of course with the DRS. But it seems like Thomas just keeps it better in the corners. So I'm guessing that's what was keeping Thomas in the lead right now. But also, on a bigger note, Lulu is catching up to Nico. The gap here used to be 2 seconds, now it's only 1 second, and this train might have actually caught up to the leading train, so we can see even more drama unfold. Although when I say that, they will not get the DRS, as Lulu is 3 times behind of getting DRS. He will have to Thomas heads into the pits after 10 laps on these mediums. Let's see which tire he will go, and he will go on to the medium tire compound. So we're going on for another stint on the mediums. Let's see how the others will react to this, as Thomas will need to do quite a few good laps now to keep his net P1. But let's see what the others can do. Noseki and Nico having to play the team game now. Noseki in the lead once again with Nico right behind him. Let's see who will they call into the box first to respond, or if they will call in. I'm sure they will. To respond to the pit strategy decision by Thomas. As Quartz, will he have the DRS? No, he will not. Unfortunate for him to not have the DRS on this straight. But yeah, let's see what the others do, especially the 2 LDL cars. This must be a very tight and hard situation for the 2 LDL cars. As you can see right there, Noseki is blinking. That means he has less than 10% ERS to use. As Noseki will not dive into the pits, neither will Nico. Seems like no one is, as they all keep on going on the mediums. Jerwin, though, he does. The teammate to Thomas dives into the pits, and he will go on to a... is that softs? Yeah, that's softs. That's the call. I don't really see why Alloran called in Thomas so early, because if you wait for just a few laps, you'll be able to get into that soft window. So I'm pretty sure that's what these cars are trying to do. Just to stretch it into the soft period so they can be on the softs for the rest of the race. Now Thomas will have to try and battle against these LDL cars on softs. Or, yeah, Thomas is going to be on mediums. And these other cars will be on softs. So, interesting call there by Alloran. Let's see, though, if it pays out and if my theory is correct or not. Yeah, it is funny indeed to see LDL versus GT10. Yeah, they're actually occupying all the slots from P1 to P4. Only LDL or GT10 cars, and they're right in proximity with each other. As that is Kiki Samir losing quite a few positions, I think that was. So yeah, let's see. Will they dive into the pits or will they stretch it for even another lap? Nope. Seems like, yep, they're gonna stay out. So they will have even fresher softs when they decide to box. Yeah, as Bumche comments, typical Ferrari strat, don't think it'll work. As Steven says, top 5 on box, that could be a true point. But they will have to stretch these mediums for roughly 20 laps, which will be a yeah, exactly, meds go to the end. But what will they do when Jerwin and Thomas catch up, if they catch up? It will be very hard for them to fend off against fresh off or medium, sorry. As yeah, Bump just said, he doesn't think it will work. I'm also skeptical towards the strategy, but let's see. Maybe Alloran is just playing a some other game, as that is a who was that? I think it was a McLaren spinning around. A Blitz, I would suppose, spinning around. But oh, look at this! Quartz and Nico are going side by side on this back straight. This is incredible to see. Quartz has finally caught up to Nico, and he's looking to disrupt that LDL party as they make contact. There, some wheel banging between the two, as going down the straight. Yeah, as going down the straight, Quartz is boxing. The Mercedes is diving into the pits. He will go into softs, I'm confident. As Nico and Noseki are now right on the back of each other, going into turn 1. Let's see if Boy Lulu can possibly... yeah, what is going on indeed? WTF. As Lulu is trying to catch up to these two LDL cars. Late call there by GT Center Box, and Thomas has done the undercut, sorry. And yeah, I don't really see why they would do that to box him this late. As yeah, he has roughly 5 seconds to catch up just to Jerwin, and even after that, yeah, like 10 seconds between Quartz and the former race leader Thomas. Yeah, but I don't know if it was damage because he didn't change his front wing. At least I don't think he did. Although I'm not sure. Maybe it was some of that contact between Quartz and Nico earlier on the lap, as now Boy Lulu will look to try and complete what his teammate couldn't, and try to go up into P2 or possibly even P1. As Lulu heading down the straight, you can see Nico backing up a little bit to help his teammate. As Lulu activates the DRS, so does Nico. Heading down the straight, we have 6 laps remaining, and these will be action-packed. Nico and Noseki will swap their respective positions. Nico up into the lead, Noseki in P2, Lulu in P3, and Polpara is right up on the back of that, as Nico has gone up into the lead now. They have swapped positions. Maybe Noseki can keep... No, they swap back actually. Noseki and Nico, they swap back positions, as that is now Lulu having to fight Nico once again. as Bennett. No, wait. Yeah, here we go. Polpara right up on the back of Lulu. Maybe TGF could get a podium right now. Polpara would love to get one, especially at his home race. But let's focus on these two, Lulu and Nico. 6 laps remaining. Who will come out on top? Who will get that P2 and possibly even P1? As Lulu has Polpara right up his back as well. Polpara looking to salvage a few positions right now. As sorry, I just need to. There we go. As Polpara is still behind Lulu as well. Now, Lulu will activate the DRS. So will Nico. Can Lulu get past? He's probably going to need to use some battery to get past. Or maybe I'm just tripping. Nico tries to go for a move on the inside of Noseki. Can't get it to go though. Lulu couldn't also get the move to go on Nico. And those two will stay close to each other, with Nico still on top. As Quirt sets the fastest lap, 1:20.870 for the Mercedes driver. As, oh wait, you just got a quick moment there for Jordan Lancer and the SRL as a whole. They both had pretty bad starts to their races, but now both are P6, P8. Great comeback drive by ESRL. But still, let's focus on this leading fight, as that is Lulu and Nico going to fight it out now. Nico still with DRS. That is what's saving Nico, getting that DRS from his teammate Noseki. But still, you have to wonder when Lulu will push that little extra to get past. Maybe he's waiting strategically and cleverly for a move towards the later laps. As Thomas is making his way up on the order as well, the former race leader in P9 right now, has roughly 10 seconds, I think that is, until he has caught up to this train. So 10 seconds in 4 laps. Can Thomas do it? We do not know as of now, as Lulu, like, yeah, he's still staying behind Nico at the moment. He will possibly be waiting cleverly until the end to make a better move, as Thomas is now past Jordan Lancer. How is this going to go? Thomas, though, clears him. As, yeah, he has roughly 8 seconds now. No, sorry, 10 until he catches up to this train. As Lulu trying to go for a move on the inside. Nico has lost the DRS actually in a turn of events. Nico has lost the DRS to his teammate Noseki. Lulu goes up on the curb. Polpara goes right behind him trying to salvage a move. Lulu doesn't get DRS somehow. And Nico doesn't either. Polpara is the only one with the DRS. And this is perfect for TGF, as Polpara will look to get both Lulu and Nico in just one lap, as Polpara heading down the straight. Will Nico let him drive by so Nico get the DRS? No, he won't. Polpara will have the DRS heading out onto the start-finish straight. We will have 3 laps remaining. Polpara right up on the back of Nico. Polpara activating the DRS, heading down the straight. Nico won't have the DRS. I don't know what has happened with Nico and Noseki, but somehow Nico doesn't have the DRS anymore. Now he'll be a sitting duck down the straight. Polpara is up into P2 after a massive change of events. Lulu has gotten up into P3, and Nico has totally lost out on the podium places in just a matter of a lap. What has happened there internally in LDL, as Nico just lost the DRS, it seems, in just a blink of an eye. He just lost the DRS, and now Polpara will have the DRS though. Now Noseki needs to push really hard to try and help his teammate, but it won't be to any avail, as Polpara will get the DRS on this back straight, and that means he'll most likely also have the DRS on the start-finish straight, unless he screws up in Ascari or Parabolica. What a change of events, and now Polpara has a shot at getting TGF's first win in EML history, and at least their first podium in EML history, as Polpara is heading down the back straight. Polpara with DRS, or most likely, he will get the DRS on the start-finish straight. We will have 2 laps remaining after we complete this one. Polpara looking to get a move done at his home Grand Prix. This will be a Cinderella story for Polpara. In just his second race for TGF, he would get a win at his home track. That would be purely magical. But still, 2 laps remaining. Polpara, oh, seems like he failed in the braking zone a little bit there, as he's very close to Noseki. But Lulu is also very close to Polpara. Nico as well. This is gonna be one hell of a fight, these last 2 laps, as Lulu trying to chase down. He also wants a piece of that podium cake, as he's P3 right now. P2 is Polpara. What could unravel in these last few laps? Nico in P4, 4 thousandths behind Lulu. It seems like he won't be in a shot for the podium position anymore after being in the podium positions for a very long time. Polpara activating the DRS down this straight. Polpara and Lulu will possibly battle out on the final laps, as Lulu, oh, big snap there on the curb for Lulu, as Polpara now 4 tenths behind. Nico has found his pace again, and Nico is gonna go on the inside of boy Lulu. Nico in Parabolica goes on the inside, Lulu on the outside. Nico, oh my days, they're almost wheel banging. But seems like, yeah, we're gonna have to wait until turn 1 to see who comes out on top. Both will have the DRS. Polpara will have the DRS. P2, P3 and P4 all will have the DRS. As it is into turn 1, Nico will go for a move on the inside. Can he get the move on boy Lulu? No, we cannot. No, we cannot. Or maybe he can. They're going very hard, wheel banging. This is perfect for Polpara, as they now have lost the DRS. Nico going on the inside, and Nico completing the move on Lulu. Now, Lulu will definitely be wanting to get that position back on lap 26 out of 27. Only 2 laps. Alright, yeah. My days. I need to calm down. As Lulu activating the DRS on the back straight. Nico will not have the DRS. Lulu activating it into Ascari. Will he get past before Ascari? Yes, he will. As they cannot go side by side. Yep. And that is Lulu and Nico both battling it out very hard. Will Lulu get the DRS on Polpara? If he doesn't, Nico will have a perfect opportunity heading out onto the final lap. As no, he will not. No, he will not. And it is desperation time for Polpara. It is this lap or never to get the race win at his home track. What the hell? As Polpara activates the DRS, he needs to use everything he has in the tank. Polpara going for the move on the outside. Can he do it? No, we cannot. No, we cannot. Polpara cannot get the move done just yet on Noseki. As Lulu, though, he can get the move done on Nico, it seems. No, he does not, as blue flags out on the track. Nico going on the inside. Nico keeps that P3 position. Both are blinking. Polpara is right up on the back of Noseki. Polpara, can he possibly salvage a move on this back straight before we head into Ascari? That will be his last shot at getting the race victory. Noseki has driven an amazing race. Polpara has also driven an amazing comeback race. Who will come out on top? It will all be decided possibly on this straight. Polpara activating the DRS. Not activating the ERS though, he's saving it up for that back straight. Polpara going on the inside. Polpara has gotten the race lead on the last lap. Polpara has almost completed the Cinderella story, and that is TGF possibly winning their second race in the team history, the first race in their history in AML in the second round. Polpara will go into Parabolica, no mistakes. He has coped brilliantly. And Polpara at his home race will cross the line to take P1 for TGF. Noseki will go and get P2. He will surely be disappointed with that after leading the majority of the race. Nico goes P3. Lulu just doesn't manage to get P4. Tigerx P5. Short Marcus P6. Thomas P7. Unfortunate for the race leader. Oh my, Nordic Ninja P8, great recovery drive by him after being lost, and he somehow manages to stretch these hard for 23 laps. Joen P9, Jordan Lancer P10, Bene P11, Quartz P12, Noxy P13 after having that unfortunate incident earlier. Noah will get P14. Yep. And Blitz will get P16. But what a race on the final lap. Polpara completes the Cinderella story to win it on at his home track. Great stuff. Oh shit. By Polpara. Oh my, what a race. Oh my, the Italian stands on the top step of the podium in front of the Tifosi with a disappointed 2 LDL cars. Or no, oh, no, I'm sure they'll be happy. And they will probably get the lead, I guess, in this championship now. Yep. No, sorry, they will retain their lead. Yeah, sorry. Either way, Paul Paro will stand on pole, or sorry, on the top step of the podium, spraying that champagne on his fellow or drivers. Yeah, what a race! Paul Power takes it home after starting P10 at his home race. Noseki in P2 after leading pretty much the whole race. That must be frustrating for him. P3 is Nico after fighting it out with Lulu, who got ultimately got P4 on that final lap. Tigrex got P5 after starting P4. Marcus, amazing recovery drive. I think he was towards the back in the opening laps. We have Thomas in P7, Nurik Ninja in P8, Jerwin in P9, Jordan Lancer doing an amazing comeback after starting with a qualifying ban in P20. Quartz in P11, Noah in P12, Noxy in P13, Chowski P14, Blitz P15, Kiki Summer P16, Bene P17, and then Cohen on the other end of the finishing tally for TGF as he finishes P18. Nico P19 and Card Enzo also DNF'd. What a race, and you need now, this is your sign to tune in for F1, which should be starting whenever. Yeah, what an amazing race this was. Make sure to tune in to F1 with James Head and Michael Edwards in the commentary box. I want to thank you all, and thank you for taking time out of your Wednesday evening to watch this race, and thank you for letting me present this to you. Yeah, thank you all, and we'll see you next week, hopefully, when we will go racing at Hungary. We'll go to the Hungaroring, as we'll see the 20 drivers battle it out once again. Thank you all for tuning in, and we'll see you next week. This was Tib heading out.